Yeah, I don't have any idea what you guys are talking about, so
Pay attention to the gaming industry. It's important
why?
because some horrible shit goes on in it, and people seem to pay attention to suffering somewhat. Hello, 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 and welcome to the GTD podcast.
The only podcast that talks about gaming.
Yes, it is indeed only one. Yes, it's the only podcast that talks about gaming, period. There's no other podcast on the internet that talks about gaming.
Not even one has ever mentioned gaming. Ever.
Yep. Totally original
Nope.
idea.
Nope.
Yep. Very original.
This is the GTD podcast is trademark by me and only me, and it has many gaming related things.
Totally.
Yes, we are missing our dear friend today, but we got the other guy back, so it should be fine.
Yeah. How does it feel to be back?
Like I'm not fully recharged.
Ah.
All right. Yes. I'm Aaron, also known as Norax, and as I've said many times before, it is not a good handle. I am with Matthew and Devin, or by their pseudonyms, Dev Mafu and
Mystical
nobody.
meanderings.
Yeah, Mystical Meanderings. That channel you post music on.
Currently, yes, only, but I'm working on another project.
You haven't even uploaded a single episode of the D&D sessions
Yes.
yet.
I have forgot to edit them, and the other one, I've been forgetting to verify my account.
All right.
So, brain functions.
Yeah, we were going to upload it, but then it turns out that we could not upload videos longer than 15 minutes.
Because my account wasn't verified, and I didn't have my phone on me, so I couldn't verify my account.
Yeah.
Smooth. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Very smooth, Devin.
Of you.
No. Of you.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Well, now that introductions are out of the way, well, I mean, I introduced you two.
Yeah.
That counts as introductions, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Many things. Yes.
Very lively today.
I can
We had a cool little gathering this morning where our grandpa, our great grandpa,
Great grandpa.
yeah, our great grandpa just turned 93,
97.
97. Oh my gosh. Okay, our great
Yeah.
grandpa just turned really old, and a bunch of the family was on Zoom, and so we had like 50 people or something together, and we'd share little memories about him. It was really cool.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. It got me a little bit crying.
Well, emotional family gatherings and all that. Even if they're virtual ones.
Yeah.
I was way too tired this morning, so I kind of just slept through most of it, but I said hi.
All right. Fair enough, I suppose. But we have several things coming up in the show. We're going to be talking about what we've been playing this week. Well, we have one trailer to look at today. There's not much else worth talking about. We'll be discussing our host topics. There's no news worth talking about today, but you know. And then we'll move on to the end of the show. So, now that we have that out of the way, what have you been playing this week, Matthew?
Minecraft for the past 7 days.
What a surprise.
But I have also been playing a very little bit of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Really?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it and it got in, and I played for a number of hours. I can't remember. And it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It's time consuming, but it's not bad.
Yeah, this would be your first Warriors game. All of the Warrior games are very similar. Am I being loud enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell
Okay.
how loud we're being.
All right.
And then
But
in the
the-
aftermath of the recording, we're all really quiet.
No. If Aaron can hear us, we're fine. I've been playing.
Continue.
I've been playing a bit of Nidhogg actually. If
Really?
Matthew will remember correctly, I beat him 11 times and lost 0.
Okay, for one, either there's a weird control priority, or Devin has the timing down on the punches, and 2, Boomerang is really dumb on that ice level.
Yeah.
And I haven't played in a while.
Oh, and
So I don't have my jumping on his head strat down.
and theoretically, I could come visit you at some point in the next couple weeks, and we could play Nidhogg.
That would be cool. And then I could force you to play a video game, and you'd have something to talk about on this fucking podcast.
Hey.
Hey, I have something to talk about. Nidhogg. Of course, I don't really. That doesn't really count because there's
Yeah,
not.
you sort of jumped in on Matthew
No, did
talking about what you were playing this week. But Matthew? Were you done? Do you want to go into any detail about what you've been doing?
Well, actually, I would like to go into some detail.
we'll put some screenshots of what he's been working on the screen.
Yes.
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 If I get around to that.
I will send you all the screenshots of my
No,
pace.
I will take the screenshots.
Yeah, but I have so much shaders.
Okay, fine. I have shaders.
So
Elaborate screenshot fade dissolve.
so over this last week, I have been building my sky base on my server. I've used so many stacks of resources. Just the outline of the floor used like 3 or 4 double chests of stone brick.
Mm-hmm.
Insanity. And now I'm just building a bunch of other things and turning a shattered savannah into a jungle like a sane person. So I need a fortune hoe because that makes sense.
That seems like a lot of work.
Oh, it is, but it's really fun. I also made a sky garden with my silk touch shovel. It's not a waste of time.
No, it looks cool.
Is it?
No, it's not. And then on Hyrule Warriors, in regards to that, it's the levels are really, really long.
What are they?
Yeah. And big. The battlefields are like, wow, why did you make this so big? I could get lost without the helpful map.
Yeah.
And I did,
Later
even with the map, because I didn't notice it immediately. And then regarding the voice acting, oh my gosh, the English voice acting is atrocious.
Really?
Yes, at least in my opinion. I don't really care for voice acting in video games, typically.
You've played maybe 5 games, period, and maybe 2 of them have had voice acting.
I have played several Lego games that have had voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
And only the Marvel ones, in my opinion, have actually good voice acting because they're custom dialogue.
Harry Potter had good voice acting.
Grunts do not count.
Saying. I don't like. I'm just saying you haven't seen the scope of voice acting in video games. You can't really say you dislike voice acting in video games.
I saw the bit
Well, I
of Metal
can.
Gear,
It's simply from what I've seen.
that clip of
Which
Metal
is very little.
That's fair.
I've seen a bit
What?
of Metal Gear from that clip of Metal Gear that you showed me. You remember?
The first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, Armstrong, and the dude with the big sword, whatever his name is,
Oh,
main character guy.
right. You're talking about Revengeance.
Okay.
I'm strong.
Yeah.
Impressive little toy you've got there.
Yeah.
I love how in that scene,
Brain.
God, what is up with my voice today? I love how in that scene, Raiden just goes full craggly deep voice for no reason. Like, he dips into that occasionally, but he just goes full ham for that in that scene. It is ridiculous.
I'm wanting context now.
God, I love Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Yeah, for context, for those who don't know, what we're talking about is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, specifically the final boss section, or at least the cutscene before the first half, I guess, of the final boss. Yeah, very entertaining dialogue. Just like, oh, screw it.
What the hell are you? Why don't you stick around and find out?
But yes, the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is a hack and slash action character game that is ridiculous. It's incredibly fun to just cut everything into pieces, which you pretty much can. It's very it's not very limited on what you can cut and how many pieces you can cut it into. I'll just turn this car into molten slag pretty much because of how many times I've cut it. Yeah, you can look up footage on your end, you know. Well, you don't have a computer. You're doing this via phone, but
No, we're
You
using a computer for this.
are you?
Yeah.
We're on my computer. My big old mega supercomputer.
Yeah, you can look up footage of it yourself if you really want to on your end. I'm just saying.
I'll look it up later.
Be a little closer, Devin.
I have a cat in my lap.
Well,
I have a cat in my lap. See?
all right then. Well, cats take priority, I guess.
Indeed.
I'll move like this. Is this? Oh, that's bad on my back. Nope.
Yeah. Continue, Matthew. We got slightly off topic.
What was I talking about?
Your game?
We're talking about Hyrule Warriors, and we were talking about voice acting.
Right.
But did you have
Yeah.
anything else to say about it?
I like the mechanics. I don't really have much to say. It's interesting.
Yeah, I
It's
like.
a different experience for me than other games.
Yeah, I know for a fact that it's your first Warriors game, but I like all of the Dynasty Warriors games / Hyrule Warriors / whatever their title is. They're all kind of the same, but they're really fun because it's just you go through the stage killing literally thousands of enemies.
Something else, actually, now that I think about it. The story around this game is actually intriguing me because I did expect some of it, but then I'm also starting to second guess things, but I'm not going to say what any of it is because, spoilers for people who haven't played it yet somehow. No, I don't know. I'm sure.
I can just hold up the spoiler finger.
Yep. I'm not going to say anything
All right, then.
spoiler related.
All right. Is that it?
Yep.
Right. Devin, what have you been playing this week? I know you said you're playing Nidhogg, but do you have anything else?
Not really. I've been a little bit. What?
You haven't even been playing Minecraft?
No, I mean, I don't remember what I've been doing for the past week. What have I done during the past week? Yeah, I worked a bit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, I haven't really video gamed a lot.
All right.
Yeah, I wrote a story.
Watching some anime.
Watched some anime. I don't know. My life's been pretty diverse recently, so I can't really pin down what's been happening. Too many different things taking my time.
All right.
Yeah. I'm building a if you've seen Luke something on YouTube.
Luke the Notable.
Luke the Notable, that's his name. If you've seen Luke the Notable on YouTube, he has a series where he survives for 100 days in Minecraft, and then he survives for 1,000 days. And in that series, he builds a massive mega tower, and so I'm planning on building that on the server. That sounds fun.
His emerald covered.
All right.
tower.
I'm gonna build it out of stone though, not emeralds.
What? You don't want to grind all those emeralds?
No, I don't want to waste that much emerald.
Right. Grinding, that sounds tedious.
Yeah.
A good thing I have limitless patience.
Oh, hey, Aaron, you still
What?
haven't built that courtroom.
No, I haven't, but I also don't have a proper way of actually getting on the server. Now, do I?
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of forgot.
I have this, and I
Yeah.
don't have a good place to.
Hmm.
There's too much stuff in my house.
You could see if there's a way to move stuff around for organization purposes.
What do you mean?
Like to free up space for just things in general, not just a computer.
You
That'd
could give
be
us
silly.
all of your stuff, all of your Legos and magic cards
No.
and video games. You can give us all of your video games.
No.
You
Those
don't
aren't
have a
taking up the
console to
space in the
play them.
I know. To be fair, we also have too much stuff.
Yeah, it just accumulates so much stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to work on my setup for my room so I have a proper way to play games.
Yeah.
Not just my room, but just you know, anywhere.
Stuff in places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we've gone off topic again, I suppose. Sort of. I don't know. Yes. That's it for you, Devin?
Basically, yeah. Why?
What's going on?
Yeah, because there's a kettle about to go off.
Oh, I see.
Okay, no, we can continue with the Aaron. How have you been? What games have you been doing?
Well, I move on. Yes, what I've been playing this week. Well, I wish I could say I've been playing more this week. Since the last 2 weeks, I basically said I was doing Dark Souls, and that's kind of continued into this week as well, but it's slightly different. So I said that I was going to do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 because I wanted to go through Dark Souls 1 and then do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 and, you know, platinum that game for something else, but also just because I wanted to go through it again. Well, I didn't really want to go through it again. I don't like that game very much. And honestly, I didn't expect was the opening cutscene of that game. I got a little pissed at it. I got a little angry at the opening cutscene of the game. And that's not something I was expecting. It's not like I'm looking for things to hate in this game. It's just I just dislike it too much, I guess. I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know because it's a useless word. Implies I don't know what to. You're still muted.
I know the kettle is about to go off, so.
All right. But yeah, I very much don't like Dark Souls 2. I accentuated that point last time when I went on my, I think it was like 10-minute rant or something like that. It was a bit of time. And I just couldn't play Dark Souls 2. I just couldn't. I physically could not bring myself to play that game. I just dislike it too much to actually play through it. So I got like halfway through the first area of the game and stopped playing it completely because I just dislike it too much. And if I'm gonna play through that game again at some point, I'm gonna save it for far in the future. For maybe when, well, I'm probably always going to hate that game, but hopefully further in the future, I won't be as prone to anger towards it. Other than a failed attempt at playing through Dark Souls 2, I started playing through the original Dragon Quest. That's because it's something I kind of always wanted to play through, and I happened to get a copy of it on my Switch, and I think that game is honestly kind of perfect for a handheld device, if I'm being honest, because it's very old school JRPG, which makes sense. It is a very old game at this point, because a lot of grinding is actually required in that game. Like, you need to grind for XP to actually get through that game. For not just like buying equipment for gold, but also just like making sure you don't die to more powerful things. And just other items that you need to buy lots of, like magic keys, which are the only keys in the world, apparently. They're magic keys that disintegrate after you open a door. So you need to keep buying them to open doors. And it's a fine game mechanic. Honestly, the game is pretty fun overall. It's a nice, slow pace of a game to just grind through and go through a really, I should say, I guess, generic kind of. You're basically just, you're the descendant of the legendary hero and you need to go save a princess. That's pretty much the plot.
Well, the buying keys thing is very realistic. Every time I use a key on something, it disintegrates.
I know, we have to get so many of them just to open our doors, to get into our house.
And our car.
I mean, whoever designed this world, ugh.
Yeah.
Whoever designed those keys.
I was having quite a bit of fun with Dragon Quest. Yeah, I was having quite a bit of fun with Dragon Quest. I'll probably continue my playthrough with that within the coming weeks. But other than that, I started a playthrough of Demon Souls. Now, the original Demon Souls on the PS3. So I have never actually completed Demon Souls. I have played that game many times and gotten through varying amounts of it each time, but I've never actually fully beaten the game, which is what I want to rectify on this current playthrough that I'm doing. And also just, I mean, the remake's out. I felt like playing through the original. And I think the original is still worth playing, even with the remake existing. I will say that game has issues. It is very floaty. Like, you fall ridiculously slowly in that game. It's very floaty. The lock-on system is a little janky, and other stuff like that. It's a little rough around the edges, but it's still fun and worth playing. The main thing about Demon Souls that like the servers for the game have been shut down, so no multiplayer stuff is going to take place in that game, period. So because the original servers were shut down like a year or 2 years ago, I think, something like that. It was a little bit ago. But yeah. I don't know. I'm enjoying my current playthrough of Demon Souls. I like it. I like Demon Souls a lot. I really like the atmosphere of Demon Souls compared to Dark Souls. I like the atmosphere of Dark Souls as well, but Demon Souls has a very distinct, different feel from Dark Souls, especially the music. Because the music has a lot fewer instruments and is very brass heavy with its with its song, with the pieces of music. So you get a lot of like trumpets and horns and stuff like that for bosses.
Not a horrible instrument choice, if I do
And
say so.
Drums.
I
It
like all of
sounds good. I like the tracks. Yeah, I haven't gotten that far in Demon Souls in my current playthrough. But other than that, like I said, I wish I could say I've been playing more this week, but that's about it for me. Yeah. So yes, now we will swiftly, unless you two have anything to say
What are you looking for?
about what I've discussion or whatever.
Nope.
Oh, excuse me. In that case, we'll swiftly move on to our first and only trailer of the day. Oh, excuse me. Which is a trailer for Neo: The World Ends With You. Which is, I suppose, the sequel or just a second game in the World Ends With You universe.
Oh, have you screen shared audio?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna change something really quickly.
I will make sure to let you know if the frames are really low this time.
Okay.
Got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before, but that you're gonna love hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing. We'll be right back after this break.
昨日と同じだとしたら未来なのか。
よーしやるしかない革命を起こすぞ
何が死神ゲームだ星マイナス200でござる
0か1かだ。生きるか消えるか。
渋谷の民よ新しいゲームが始まった
消えてるのは渋谷、それとも俺たち死んだとか。やっぱマジ？
リンドウ殿トップならゲームを抜けられますな
ゼプトグラムども生き残りたいか。
リンドウ危ない
絶対に守る。待っててくれ。必ず運命を変える。
Yes, that was Neo: The World Ends With You. It is coming out summer 2021 for the Nintendo Switch and PS4. PS4? Yes, PS4.
Did anyone else notice that they translated French in there somewhere? Viva la Revolution is not English, and it was
Yeah.
in the English subtitles.
Yeah, that was purposeful.
I know it's interesting. That's cool. It's weird because that's sort of like an English thing because you can understand what that means, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not
Viva
English.
la Revolution.
I think that's cool.
That was
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it wasn't a very
This is
professional
Neo
trailer.
World Ends With You, which is, I suppose, I'm not going to call it a sequel since I don't know if it connects to the previous game at all, but it is the second game in the World Ends With You line of games, which is
Hmm.
2 now because Neo. But yes, the World Ends With You was a DS game back in the day. It was very widely received as a very good action RPG.
Mhm.
And this appears to be a sequel, or at least a second game in the same universe. Yeah. Anything to say?
The trailer wasn't very professional, in my opinion. It didn't look
What would
polished enough.
All right.
That's just my critical opinion as a professional film mastermind. Yep.
You're not a professional film mastermind.
No, I know that's the joke.
Those are my thoughts.
That was one thought.
Uh-huh.
All right then. Yes, that was the world. Neo and the World Ends With You. It looks interesting to me. It's a 3D action RPG this time around. In terms of the gameplay, and like I said before, I don't know if it connects to the original game at all, but it'll be fun seeing that when it eventually pops up. But now we will swiftly moving on to host topics. So, Devin, why don't you share your host topic?
So my host topic was the impact that gamers, like gamer YouTubers, have on that that was a chicken sound on the economy of games, whether or not they benefit the game industry. So like, yeah.
Well,
Glow squid.
No, that's not what I mean. That has nothing to do with anything.
Sure it does.
And it's not glow squid. It's glow mushroom cow. Glow cow.
No, that was the Moobloom.
Moobloom cow, the best mob ever.
No, the glow squid was added.
Yeah, but the glow cow was the better one.
No, that was called the Moobloom.
Yeah, the glow cow. Anyway, what effect does the video game playing industry have on the economy of the actual game seller industry? How?
well, this is kind of interesting because it definitely has some kind of impact because
Yeah.
there are definitely times when you see somebody playing a game on YouTube or whatever, and I mean, I've had this many times. Like, I want that game now. That's free advertisement, in my opinion.
But then it also makes it so
Yeah.
like it makes it so that some games aren't as they like. For example, if I made a game that had a really good story, and you watch someone play it, well, you're probably not going to need to play that game because you've already seen it be played through once.
Well, that's your
Thing.
choice.
No, what I mean is on average, like with something like Fortnite, if you watch someone play Fortnite, you might be like, oh, cool, it's a battle royale game, and then you might want to play it
Yeah.
because there's no story. There's plenty of replay value theoretically, although maybe not Fortnite. There's plenty of replay value in like
I mean,
TF2
yes,
or Minecraft.
But it's up to the person watching the content to decide whether or not they care enough about the game to actually purchase it and not spoil the story for themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's that. But also, this is a somewhat interesting topic because of the whole companies being very protective of their IPs in terms of what you post to YouTube. I got a freaking literally on the first episode of this podcast, I have a copyright thing. It's not a copyright strike on my channel or whatever, but it's from Capcom for me showing that really, really low bit footage of Devil May Cry 5. I got one for that.
Wow.
It happened like within 24 hours too.
We
It
should
was
have changed.
super fast. Like this video did not exist for very long before it got one. I was like, that is ridiculous.
We should have distorted it. We can do that next time.
I mean, yeah, but like it's only restricting revenue on the video, and I can't even make money off these videos yet anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
A lot of money they'll be making.
But it's just
all those
ridiculous.
zeros.
I mean, it's like you have. I mean, that's ridiculous. It was literally a trailer for a game. Anybody could look at that trailer.
Yeah.
Literally anybody on the internet could look at that trailer.
Yeah.
And they could see it in better quality. And it's not like I'm making money off of it. It's just ridiculous.
Well, as you would expect them to. They don't want people watching a 1 frame per second trailer that's already open to the public.
That's not why I got it.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking.
I got it because companies
have
a
Autobots.
stranglehold on YouTube in that regard.
They have Autobots.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they put a
yes,
stranglehold on everything. Their stranglehold's quite a bit less on YouTube than anywhere else. I mean, okay, it's less on like other video sharing platforms, but like, never mind. You can't make a movie that contains footage of from movies and get sued into oblivion.
Well, you could make it, produce it, not show any of the trailers.
This is where the internet as a whole
Not
and
put your
YouTube
name on
kind of
it.
has this weird gray area of copyright, because these YouTubers are transforming this content into something else by adding their commentary or adding their whatever.
Maybe
to it. That's transformative.
It's a gray area.
I mean,
it is.
It is, but it
because
pretty much has to be a gray area.
The law parodies themselves. Just a parody, which is definitely transformative, does not fall into the category of copyright free or whatever. You can still get violated for making a parody of something.
Actually, what would the productions I'm planning on doing with Minecraft be counted as?
Productions of what?
You know, more highly produced.
What would they violate?
No, like, I'm just wondering. They're not parody, are they? What's parody?
Okay, a parody
in this case.
If
I don't know lots.
So, for example, if you recreated a movie shot for shot in Minecraft, that could be considered a parody of that movie. A better example would be like a song like where you make a parody of a music video or something. And the main reason with that is that there's a line somewhere between there where you're literally ripping their thing and you're parodying, and you're actually parodying, and the line itself is a little bit hard to define. Because you'll have parodies where someone's like, well, I changed what was going on the screen, but I didn't edit the music at all, but it's a parody. And you're like, no, that's not a parody.
I mean, well.
Or versions where you sing a song or something that someone's already written, but it's your performance of that song. That's probably pretty fine, usually. Because it's hard to.
I mean, as long as you, like, what is the term for it? It's not. Oh, I wish I could remember the term, but the like.
Tom Scott has a great video on it.
Yes, he does. He does. Also, like, that is like copyright law in general is ridiculous.
Yeah.
To an extreme degree. Like, I've talked about this before with you guys, like how it's technically illegal to have a photo of the Eiffel Tower at night with the lights on, because that version, the lights were put on much later after the construction of the tower, and that is copyrighted. A physical object in the world is a copyrighted material.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you have a picture of that at night, that is illegal, technically. That is technically illegal. So if you see any, if you like go to Google Images and you see any photos of the Eiffel Tower at night with the lights on, those photos are technically illegal. Now,
What about if you draw it yourself?
That would be
you
fine.
get arrested for having these photos, but isn't that kind of ridiculous that that is even the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Hollywood sign, it's like he just the Hollywood sign is copyrighted. You could potentially get copyright infringement on your videos for showing the Hollywood sign. You know, the Hollywood sign.
Yep.
Which nobody's ever seen before because it's not allowed to be seen.
Yeah, you know that giant sign that's on the side of a freaking mountain.
Yeah, that sign.
One of the most famous locations in like not in history, but just like it's an incredibly famous location that has been rendered in a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Copyright laws are ridiculous, and it's just that extends to the internet and gaming, and it's like you have this. The internet is a very large gray area because it's all digital, and also because of the weirdness of copyright law and how none of it really adds. Like the internet pretty much has to remain a gray area because as soon as you start setting down specific rules in the internet, you start getting a less free internet. Like the internet needs to pretty much remain a gray area for it to remain the way it is.
A cyber revolution.
You remember when Google sued Sweden
What?
for a word in the dictionary?
They did what now?
Yeah, Sweden, the Swedish something rather added a word to their dictionary, and Google sued them over it.
Yeah.
How do you sue a country?
Yeah, over a word.
Please tell me that fell through.
I don't know. I have no idea what happened with the case.
Well, considering
That's so stupid.
Yeah, might still be going on.
considering what it might still be going. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Considering
Who knows in that regard? But getting back to your original topic, we went off on a tangent about copyright law, but I think as a whole, YouTubers and streamers that stream gaming, well, I think overall they help more than they hurt in that regard, but it's hard to say if they really have an impact because there are statistics out there that show that they sometimes don't have an impact on a game.
well, sure.
Like because companies sometimes seek out or like give YouTubers or streamers free copies as like show this to your audience, you know, for free advertisement or whatever.
That makes sense.
But like sometimes it doesn't have an impact, and it's, you know, it's very iffy because you're essentially showing multiple sections of a game to wide audiences, and sometimes like if an audience doesn't think a game is worth their time, then they won't buy it. And
Yeah.
if they have the whole game to watch, then they'll very quickly realize if this game is not worth their time. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I'll
It's-
buy all the Pokemon games, except for the newer ones because I don't have a game system to play them on. I'd still have my 3DS if they hadn't made the switch to the Switch. Oh well, the Switch is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Anyway.
Yeah, the I
That's-
don't
I know. I
particularly
think
they harm.
I think I would agree. Usually, well, I would say in most cases, gamers playing video games. Why?
I can't help it.
Okay. In most cases, gamers playing video games doesn't negatively impact sales.
Can you give me like 1 second?
Sure.
Well, it doesn't negatively impact sales, but it doesn't necessarily increase sales either. You know, I wouldn't say some random schmuck on the internet reviewing a video game is going to increase or decrease sales per se. You know, it might do it by a marginal effect, depending.
I was meaning the whole industry in general, because you've got across all of the different gamers, you've got a massive number of people.
Yeah.
And so
also,
if all across like the gaming world, a game is said, oh, the people are like, oh, this game's terrible, absolutely terrible. Well, then you're going to have a bunch of people want to play it, because there are some gaming video people that you might disagree with and be like, no, if they say the game's bad, I'm going to try playing the game. Maybe, I don't know.
well, there comes, because I was talking about reviews specifically, but
Yeah.
there comes a there
There's
are
no
certain
such thing as
things
bad
that
advertising.
don't care about reviews.
Or there's no such
They
thing
will
as bad
purchase a
press.
game regardless of what reviews are.
Yeah.
And those people cannot be swayed or changed because they were set on purchasing it from the moment they heard about it, and that's what they did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there's those types of individuals, and then you have like
No,
because that's also where kind of fanboyism and elitism comes into play, because
I
you have
think-
reviews that people like. You have people that want a game to be reviewed because they enjoy it, because they want other people to say it's good.
I think
But
there's
then when it's not good, they get all defensive and attacky about it.
I think there's a big difference between reviewers and gamers. Because reviewers can be gamers, but like gamers as in like gameplay channels. I think gameplay channels probably
Let's players.
yeah,
Let's
let's players are probably, they're less of a, I don't know, like if I'm gonna play a game on a let's play channel, I'll probably choose a game that is enjoyable to watch,
I mean,
or that
yeah,
has been recommended to me by my audience. And so I think in that case it's like a second level system. So it's like people who are let's players play games that their fans have already seen played. Maybe in most cases, like if you're going to be a let's player, and you're going to play a new game that just came out.
yeah,
You're going to
'cause
risk.
that's
You're going to have to risk on it. You're going to have to risk on it being good and
it's a
interesting.
cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there are games that cycle on YouTube because they become really popular for one reason or another, and everybody jumps on it because they need that cash money.
Yep. Everyone, literally everyone, with
Yeah.
with the Among Us thing, that like everyone
Yeah, I know.
for 2 months.
It actually looks like a pretty fun game, though.
Everyone. No. I don't care if it's fun or not. Every single person started playing that thing.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
just scared me.
Called a bandwagon / fad.
Yeah, but that was like 60 million people. That's a big fad.
It's the internet.
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah,
That was a Minecraft level fad.
because obviously there's a difference between reviewers and let's players, but some of what I said can be applied to let's players as well, because if you have let's players, well, think about it like this, like you have a let's player. Let's take Game Grumps for an example. I know you two don't know who Game Grumps are, but let's take Game Grumps as an example of a let's play channel. Their audience constantly suggests games for them, and they eventually play one, and then the audience gets really pissed at them because they're shit at games, and they play through the game really badly and don't know what they're doing half the time and don't even pay attention to the game and just make crappy jokes in the background. And then it's like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy with their audience at this point, because they've been through this many times. They know it's going to happen, and yet they continue to say, play my favorite game. Because, you know, it can be applied to let's players, because you have an audience that wants the let's player to play a specific game that they all really enjoy, because they want somebody they deem important to play and enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, they get really angry. Or if they just play the game wrong, or play it in a way that doesn't abide by how they think the game should be played. You know.
Yeah.
That's just how audiences work and stuff like that. It works in a broad sense. I'm technically making a blanket statement, but there's a lot of them. You know, that's just how they work in a broad sense.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know.
They want their
Yeah.
idols.
But on a whole, I don't think YouTubers or Let's Players hurt or necessarily help the gaming industry. Reviews might help or hurt, but then again, a lot of review sites are kind of just forced to give a game a specific level of, like, a specific number. Otherwise, they'll be blacklisted by the publisher, so they don't get reviews anymore. Yeah, that's a thing. They're called in the gaming world. The reviewers that don't, or sorry, I shouldn't say they aren't necessarily forced to give a certain review score by the developer, but there are reviewers that are like, if a reviewer can't be what's the term? Like, if a reviewer can't be guaranteed to give a game a specific score, they're considered a wild card by the developer, and they won't go near them because they might give the game a low score. That's just a thing that happens.
Did you see that game that
In the
got
gaming-
5,000 5-star reviews before it was released to the first playtester review people?
Which game was this?
Last of Us 2. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say those were bots necessarily or people from the company. I wouldn't be horribly surprised because that game's entire story was leaked before the game was released.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. And
I wouldn't be horribly surprised if it was a lot of, like, I know a lot of fans were disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of fanboys specifically defended the shit out of that game. So, you know.
Yeah. You just couldn't leave a review unless you had the game. So how did they leave reviews?
I don't know.
They didn't have the game for.
Magic.
Yes. Anyway, it doesn't look like a horrible, horrible game. It just looks like a meh.
Yo, I don't have any idea what you guys are talking about, so.
Pay attention to the gaming industry. It's important.
Why?
Because some horrible shit goes on in it, and people seem to pay attention to suffering somewhat.
What if I have other projects? What if I have projects that I'm working on?
Like watching all of the Dream videos. Every
No,
single
no,
one.
just the Manhunts.
All the Technoblade ones too.
Actually, I haven't watched.
You should watch
a lot of
I want to show you
Technoblade
another
yet.
Technoblade.
Anyway,
I want to show you.
Yeah.
Technoblade.
we digress.
Yeah. I think
Um,
we've sufficiently answered.
Yeah, I have enough projects
your
that I'm
topic.
working on that I don't have time to pay attention to the gaming industry at the same time as everything else.
Well, okay then. Yeah,
Or enough want to.
I don't know. I have many issues with the gaming industry. As a lot of them stem from the same specific issues, but you know. Anyways, I think we've sufficiently answered the topic. You know, where'd Devin go?
Hey, where'd you go?
I'll be right back.
He'll be right back.
Yeah, I think we've sufficiently answered your topic, Devin, as well as talked about a few other issues.
So,
You're very in the background there.
Ow!
break your leg. So I may not have.
Ow!
I may not. I could break my host's this guy's leg.
It's not in your face.
Not anymore. Okay, so
Okay, dude, give your host
Stop.
topic.
So much camera wiggle.
Give your host topic. Give your host topic.
I can't
Host topic.
think. So I can't remember what I was gonna say. But
Not my
Um,
fault.
Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Brain function work, please.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh,
Why
that was a
isn't my
really
brain
good host topic.
functioning?
Really, really interesting. Too bad we lost the footage for it. Okay, so moving on. I'm trying to be entertaining.
So would talking
Yeah.
about
Wait. Did you remember it?
No, I don't remember the exact thing. This might have been related to it, but like the idea of making TV show-esque productions in a video game, like Minecraft or that sort of thing.
Machinima.
I mean, there was
I
two right
don't
there.
know how many people actually do that type of thing with Minecraft, but like I personally intend to. I don't know if this counts as a host topic.
Sure.
I mean, it does, I suppose. You want to discuss, making essentially television shows within, gaming.
Yeah, basically
Or,
the idea.
machinima.
Mhm.
You know, machinima.
That doesn't sound hard. Sounds fun.
Yeah, like high quality editing, adding music, not necessarily adding sound effects. Mostly because if it's done in Minecraft, that would be so many insane number of sound effects.
It can be done. It has been done, actually. Check out Shadow of Israfel, Red versus Blue. What else? Internet show wise, I suppose those are the two that come off the top of my head, just because of what they are. But machinima in general, animation or game related machinima kind of stuff. It's been done before,
Mhm.
and it can work rather well.
I intend to do that.
All right. Do you have anything to discuss about this in general, or are you just telling the audience you have a plan?
I could say the project name that I'm currently working on. I could, but
I mean,
should
this is more shameless self-promotion. This isn't really a
I
topic
know.
at this point.
Exactly.
And you don't really have a first episode planned.
Well, no, not yet. That's a ways away anyway. Anyway, yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I'll save that for self promotion.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll save all of that for self promotion. So yeah, that's all for me.
If you come up with a host topic while I'm saying mine, say it.
Okay.
A lot of that's like 5 minutes of footage that's going to be cut. Probably. Anyways. My other topic for the week. So, I tried really hard to come up with a good one because the last two were me ranting about Pokemon and then ranting about Dark Souls 2. Both of which were probably not very interesting. So I tried to come up with something very good, especially to include both of you into the discussion. Because, I know you guys don't know too much about the gaming industry or stuff like that, but I wanted to come up with something that I thought you two could participate in to a level. And, well, my host topic for the week is going to be, I'm not stalling, definitely not stalling. No, I'm not stalling. So I want to discuss with both of you basically the you were talking about YouTubers earlier, Devin. And that kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about, which is Minecraft. You do Minecraft on your channel.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I got something in my eye by being an
What are
idiot.
you
That's
all
fine.
right?
Just an eyelash, probably. Anyway, yes,
You know
I do
what?
Minecraft on my channel.
Yeah, and you know the thing about Minecraft, actually, Minecraft in itself is actually very interesting. As overall, when you think like its relationship to this is my host on it. Its relationship to YouTube as a whole is very interesting when you look at it, because it's basically been with YouTube since, well, not since YouTube's conception, but it has been one of the biggest.
Before. It was Minecraft was online in video form before YouTube.
No.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just
YouTube
saying,
was started in 2005.
but Minecraft has been with
Oh.
YouTube for a very long time, and it's always been one of the Minecraft has always been one of the things that viewers wanted to see from.
Yeah. It's been one of YouTube's big.
And that kind of, there was kind of like a downward, like less people wanted to see Minecraft for a while, but that seems to have gone back up recently.
Yep.
There seems to be a lot of people doing Minecraft again.
Yep. PewDiePie started doing Minecraft again. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else I've heard is doing Minecraft again. Captain Sparkles, I think.
Yep.
A bunch of people who got out of Minecraft got back into Minecraft.
Yeah, because it's the popular thing again, I suppose. And I don't know. I think that's, you know, I think the relationship between Minecraft and YouTube is very applicable to a lot of different games, but I find it interesting that Minecraft, of all things, was the most popular thing to stand the test of time for so long out of everything else. You know?
Yeah. Because it's special. Minecraft can be.
I mean, yes.
I think
Minecraft is
can be anything. I think it's because Minecraft can be anything.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
And so as soon as they add like a slight new feature to the game, it's like, whoa, think of all the new more anythings we can do with it.
A whole new game.
Yeah. We add a little bit more movement to the water mechanics and suddenly game. We add some new stuff to the Nether and suddenly new game. We
completely more accurate. We completely upend the oceans, new game. We completely upend villages, new game. We completely upend the Nether, everyone freaks out. And then we announce that we're going to be upending in caves and cliffs, and everyone loses their crap.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Everyone that cares about Minecraft.
I know.
I mean, Minecraft is, I believe, the #1 selling game of all time.
Nope. Second most.
No, I thought
Second
it
most?
was the most again.
Nope. You got GTA, you got Minecraft. Oh, let me make it so you can see it. GTA, Minecraft, and then Tetris. And Tetris.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I heard that it got to the top
I
recently.
don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Minecraft as an entity is has been very influential over the last 10 years. Steve got into freaking Smash Brothers.
Really?
Which is just
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm surprised you two don't know about that.
No, I know that.
I don't keep up with
I'm
Smash Brothers
subscribed to Nintendo's YouTube channel. There would be no way I
ridiculous.
wouldn't.
Right.
It's ridiculous that he's in that game now. But you know,
What does he do? He like burps out chickens and I don't know what would Steve do in Smash? He
lots of very interesting things. They put a lot of effort into his moveset.
That's cool. Can he play
They
Slot?
also, because of his moveset, they had to reprogram every stage in the game to make his moveset work for every stage.
Wow.
Because he can place blocks and do a bunch of other stuff. So they had to reprogram and redo a bunch of stuff for every stage in the game. And there were like there were a lot of stages in that game as well. But yeah, like as an influential, not I suppose product, but just thing It's
Minecraft
very big.
actually got to the
Can I
top,
see?
according to Wikipedia, which is definitely the most reliable source for this.
200 million
It is.
sales. Oh, Tetris beat out their Grand Theft Auto beat out Tetris now. That's weird. Wow.
Still, look at those sales.
Yeah, Minecraft. You remember when Minecraft was at 26 million like 4 years ago? And we were like, oh my gosh, this game's insane. It has 26 million.
What?
26.
That's such a small number.
And then people started buying multiple accounts. I think that's one of the big things. A ton of people bought 2 accounts or 3 accounts.
Yeah, but that's not the whole thing. The resurgence of Minecraft probably helped a bunch.
Well, sure. Now everyone has a Minecraft account. VR. Minecraft is going to be the VR.
VR is Minecraft.
No, I know.
There is Minecraft VR.
No, shush. Minecraft is the no. I'm using the other word. Virtual reality, as in like the world that we can go and live in outside of our real world.
Maybe you should
Minecraft.
clarify that better.
No, shush. I said I didn't say it like that.
You said
Whatever.
Minecraft
Yeah,
VR.
Yes.
What
Minecraft
wonderful.
is definitely the
Minecraft-
ultimate world.
Minecraft will be the VR of the future. Not Minecraft VR will be the future. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It didn't help with the content. You still said VR instead of virtual reality.
Okay.
That
What-
actually helps with clarification, even though they mean the same thing.
Virtual reality is not going to be a thing for a while. I mean, it is a thing, but it's not like,
There's a bunch of ads for Oculus everywhere.
yeah, the Oculus thing, new thing that's coming out. The problem with VR is that it's just too expensive.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.
It's not inexpensive enough to really be popular
Facebook.
amongst a wide consumer
Facebook.
base.
Why do you keep saying Facebook?
Because VR.
What?
Oculus Rift is owned by Facebook.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is. They bought it for a ridiculous amount of money too.
I'm not sure I want Facebook to own VR.
I don't know. The
VR Facebook.
in terms of actual, I mean, the new HTC Vive, or not, sorry, the new Oculus might be better good, but I think the current winners in the running horse match of VR is the HTC Vive by Valve. And even then, it's still like $500. Or not even. It's like $1,000. It's a lot of money.
It has a terrible name.
The HTC Vive.
Yes. I'm a marketing genius as well as a film genius, and HTC Vive is a bad name.
I like it.
It's very hard to remember.
It sounds futuristic.
really.
It sounds
Not
like
really hard to
numbers.
remember.
What was it again?
Yeah, see? It's futuristic. HTC Vive.
HDC.
I only know it because I watched a video where someone kept saying the word Vive over and over and over.
I couldn't
and over.
remember if it was CD or DC.
Yes.
HT. Now you've messed me up.
HTC DC Vive. HCDC.
HDC.
HD71.
BTD. James Jorgen Gorborgador. TDC. CTAC.
Oh, those wasn't a letter.
Are we still talking about host topics?
GC.
Yes, maybe. Who knows?
I feel like we digressed.
Where were we?
We were swiftly.
good
talking
point.
about your
I think-
topic. I don't remember what your topic was. Something to do with Minecraft.
I mean, I kind of digress. I was talking about Minecraft. I was talking about YouTube, relation between Minecraft and YouTube, Let's Players. Yeah, what? My host topic wasn't that interesting, to be perfectly honest.
I think this is what
Not
happened.
bad.
If this conversation was on a chart, I think this is what happened to it. Your host topic, our digression.
Well, the digression was more interesting than what I was talking about, anyways.
I know, but it's funny. It just falls off completely.
Corporate would like you to
Yeah, I don't know.
between
I guess that's the end of my host topic. I have nothing really to say.
Okay. I have a
I don't know.
joke.
Then say it.
Corporate would like you to tell the difference between these two photos. Aaron's host topic, conversation we had. I don't see the difference. They're the same photo.
What?
It doesn't work though, because they're words and not photos. But whatever. Yeah.
So Matthew, in the time it took me to ramble about basically nothing, did you come up with a host topic?
No.
All right then. We'll swiftly move on then to the news, which there is none. So no
No
news.
Villager news. No.
Yeah, there's no news worth talking about. There's
No
some
hurricanes, no.
there's some minor stuff
No
with
gaming
some
news.
scalpers. There's some minor stuff with some scalpers buying a bunch of PS5s to sell them at egregious prices, but that's nothing new.
What's a scalper?
There's
It's a robot.
a thing with the PSN accounts. Basically, people were buying and selling PSN accounts in order to get free games, and they were getting massively banned, and that was happening mainly in Hong Kong. But that's not too much to be said. It's not very interesting outside of just
You should
people were doing shady shit and they got punished for it.
You should explain what a scalper is, because one of the people in this conversation does not know what that is.
What?
You should explain what a
Why do you
scalper
have an eye
is.
patch?
I don't have an eye patch.
What is going on with your face?
My face?
I guess your left eye was really dark and it looked like you had an eye patch on. I don't know what was going on.
And now yes, and I'm back.
This won't show up on recording since it's recording on your side, but you're kind of lagging for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain what a scalper.
Audio is fine. It's just a video.
So a scalper is a person.
But scalpers. Scalpers are people who
set up a bunch of
buy
they set up a bunch of
up a bunch of something and then go on eBay and then sell it at a ridiculous price.
Yes. So
a ridiculously overinflated price.
Yeah, they find a product that they know is going to be in short supply.
Basically, this happened with the Switch. What scalpers do is they buy up all of a product from a single store, so nobody else has access to it, and then they go online and sell it for a ridiculously over or the top price, so people have no option but to purchase it.
Oh, that sounds nice and legal.
It is probably.
I mean, it is.
Polite.
They're paying money. I mean, like it is legal. There's nothing illegal about scalping.
Okay.
All they're doing is spending money and then, selling. Like they bought a product, they now legally own it. They can sell it if they want to.
That is true.
Yeah, they're massive dickheads, but there's not much that can be done about that. The other thing was that
destroy them.
I think I said this, but you interrupted me with scalpers. But PSN accounts were being sold to people so they could get free games off of PSN for PS5, and they were getting permabanned for doing this.
That's fair.
And that was mainly happening in Hong Kong, apparently. But there's not much to be said about it aside. The one interesting aspect about this is that it opens up this idea that digital appears. I don't like the idea of digital being the future at all. I am a very big supporter of physical media, and things being always online is just begging for it to be deleted at some point. I mean, think about this.
The actual trick
is servers. Think about it. Like, there are video games that you physically cannot play anymore. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
There are things in this world. There are video games that you physically cannot play anymore because they were removed and you can no longer get them.
Like Lego Universe, at least currently.
Okay, he means.
I mean, yes. I'm talking about like
the cloud.
So
game.
PT is a good example. PT was a playable demo that was released like quite a while at this point. And it was for a Silent Hills game that got canceled because Konami are idiots that care more about pachinko machines than anything else. But it was canceled, and the PT demo was taken off it's digital only, and it was taken off the PlayStation Store forever. So nobody can download this. But if you already had it downloaded on your PlayStation, you can keep it. So the only way to get the PT demo is to purchase a PS4 with the demo on it. So that is digital only media that potentially could be lost forever. And that doesn't gel with me. I'm a very big supporter of media being preserved. I enjoy media being like, I'm of the mind that no matter how awful or terrible a piece of media it really is, it deserves to be preserved.
I'm
No
more
matter-
oh, sorry. I'm more concerned about the hostage negotiation system. Because if Steam has all of your games, I don't know if Steam does this actually. If Amazon Steam, I don't know, if some made up video game seller place
Amazonia Steam
was
What are you
like
talking
all of your games are on the cloud. And so if you want to play one, you have to connect to the internet, and then you have to connect through our services to play your game. And you can't download it. We're not allowing you to download the game that you purchased anymore. And so you get a whole bunch of games and they're just on the cloud. And then if Steam starts to die, then you can't play those games ever. And if Steam dies,
Well,
then you won't ever be able to
allows
play
you.
I
Steam
know.
allows you to download.
Yeah, Steam's a really bad
So
example.
they are existent on your machine, but they still sort of exist in the Steam like server rooms or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know.
But like, if
Yeah.
there was a thing that wasn't Steam that did that, is there a thing that a system that does that where you can only play the game through the cloud?
Well, Stadia comes to mind.
Okay.
Stadia, we talked about this last week. Stadia is a game streaming service where it was originally, it might have changed at this point. Doesn't matter. Stadia is going to fail and it will always fail because it's terrible. But basically, it was a cloud gaming streaming service. So you would purchase a game for like, I'm pretty sure you had to purchase like the full game. So you actually had to fork over like $60 for a completely digital game that was completely digital and on a streaming service that requires you to be online to play. And if those servers go down, you're fucked. So Stadia is a good example of something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm concerned about that.
Of course you are. But the thing that brings this to me is because these publishers and these companies have a lot of control over your like digital accounts and stuff. And there are physical games that I would say you can't really play anymore because either the servers have been closed down, which is fair. Like if a game has servers, eventually they need to be closed down. Eventually, like they can't, like money needs to be pumped into those servers to maintain them, and at some point it becomes financially, irresponsible to just continue to pump money into a server. Mind you, there are some companies that are willing to do, like there was a old PS2 MMORPG that had online, and the servers for that game, put this in perspective, that game at this point is probably about like, I think, so the servers for that game were finally closed, like, I think it was in 2018 they were finally closed. So those servers for that game were open for like, when was the PS2 released? I think the PS2 was released in 2000 or 2001 or so. So, and that game's from, so those, basically those servers were open for like over 10 years.
Wow.
For a PS2 MMORPG. Like that's ridiculous.
My damn shut down like
you know. But yeah, that's ridiculous. But like going back, because I just like on my Nintendo Switch, I have all of the games on my Switch are downloaded. They're either on the console itself or on a memory card. None of them are not downloaded because I'm paranoid that I'll lose them because they're not physical. And if I don't have them, you know,
Yeah, I only have one digital game on my Switch, and that's Nidhogg. Because I'm
it's-
not willing.
yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like there
Digital.
are
I don't have
because
to.
of the like think about it this it's like the digital age like all indie games are digital because they don't have an option. Creating physical media is incredibly expensive. In fact, that's one of the most expensive things about making a video game. If you're a publisher or developer, creating the physical discs to actually go out to sellers,
That makes
making a digital file is way cheaper.
You got shipping costs. You got transport.
Yeah, you have to manufacture the disc. You have to manufacture the disc. You have to pay shipping costs for where they need to go.
You have to find
And then you need to put them in stock in retailers and,
you have to get contracts. You have to organize it. You have to hire.
it's a large money sink. And it's one of the most expensive things about making video games.
Wow.
But I don't like the idea of because the PS5 Pro or the PS5 has a version of it with no disk drive, a fully digital console, a console that has no disk drive. So every game you get on it is purely digital.
Not sure.
Yeah, when I
about
saw that, I was very iffy and afraid. I was like, no, I don't want that to work. I hope that fails.
Yeah,
Because
that's fair.
like I'm a collector. I consider myself a collector of multiple things. I like physical media. I like having things, and I like preservation of media, of weird things that, like old stuff that deserves to be preserved. What happened?
Just an update prompt.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Like-
a collector.
even some of the worst games of all time, I personally believe should be preserved and saved because, no piece of media deserves to be forgotten, no matter how terrible it is.
Yeah.
If you forget what you create, you end up repeating your mistakes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which is why we should remember and teach the horrible parts of history.
Mhm.
Yeah, they should teach the world that the world has been shitty before and it will continue to be shitty in the future. But there are good moments after that.
No, yeah. It's like, hey, guess what? What?
Think about it.
Everything sucked for a really long time. Really? Yeah, and people are awful. Oh, okay. So why am I happy? Well, because not everything is bad. Not absolutely everything all the time is
Like
bad.
the world
And
the
there
world
are
has sucked.
folks.
The world and things in the world have sucked before. And we thought back then that this was the end and this is the worst.
Would you rather live under
And then-
Corona or the Black Death?
then
I would
got
much
through
rather
it.
not in the Black Death.
Think.
I like having toilets. See?
What?
Don't make me think of that.
Yeah.
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 It's just the world has sucked before, and it'll probably suck in the future at least once or twice more. But hey, there are good moments before and after that. Live in the moment. There's not much point in living in the future. It hasn't goddamn happened yet. Why would you live in the future if it hasn't happened?
Yeah, better way.
Unless you're some kind of top scientist
Can you repeat that?
from the year
Your
20XX.
Time traveling.
your audio just went
What?
awful for a second. Can you repeat your last two sentences?
Unless you're like a time traveling scientist from the year 20XX. I think that's
Yeah,
what I
thank
said.
you.
I'm not sure. But
Yeah,
yeah,
In my opinion, that's a better way of looking at it is live in the future, remember the past, and think. I mean, not live in the future. Live in the present, remember the past, and think about the future.
Plan for the future.
Yeah, and
Live
plan.
in the future. Worry about your future as much as possible.
I didn't mean to say that.
If you think about the future enough, you'll show up there eventually.
You're not wrong there. You're just not
You will, because you'll spend so much time thinking about the future that you end up there. And you're like, what happened to the moment I was just in? Oh, it passed while I was thinking about what I wanted to do with my life. Ah, well, I
and
guess
the
I
other
did
person
nothing.
says, yeah, you just stood there for the last 7 years.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know?
Curled up in a ball, worrying about your future.
What do you want to do with your life? I think I'll be spending the next 7 years standing here thinking about what I'll do.
For the next 7 years.
Why will you do that? Well, because I'm terrified because I'm gonna have to waste the next 7 years of my life standing here.
And it's easier than actually going out and doing the things that I want to do in the next 7 years.
Well, what do you want to do during the next 7
Yeah.
years? I can't even think of that. I'm too terrified of that I'm gonna have to stand here for 7 years.
Why am
Who
I talking to
cares?
you?
Who cares?
What? What?
I get that having plans for the immediate future is nice, but who plans 7 years in advance? Like,
I
come
do.
on.
I do. I
I
mean, I don't plan. I dream 7 years in advance.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I don't know. I don't think,
House, a wife, 700 kids.
who cares about the future? It hasn't happened yet.
You won't.
The future is whatever you make it. The future hasn't happened yet. You don't know what's going to be.
No.
So don't worry.
Going to Mars.
It will happen when it happens. Just live in the moment when you can. While you can, rather.
Hmm.
Yep.
You know, it's just not worth it.
What about if a meteor is coming towards Earth?
Well, I'd say living in the moment is very much irrelevant.
Eh.
Do you really want to spend the last 24 hours on the Earth worrying about the inevitable death of the Earth? I
No,
don't.
Aaron, it's a meteor, not an asteroid. A meteor. It's already within orbit.
Oh, great.
What?
Meteorites are tiny usually.
Okay.
That's it.
I know.
Okay.
Then I catch it.
If a big enough asteroid.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, sorry, I was messing around with
What would happen if a meteor this big?
nothing.
By the time it hit the ground, it was this big.
Yes, nothing. I mean, it would cause an impact, but it wouldn't.
What would happen if it hit someone?
It would kill them.
What would happen if they?
Well, it
caught
depends because
No.
most meteorites,
Yes.
most smaller meteorites burn up in the Earth's atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
which is why one of the reasons it's there. Only really big meteorites can actually get all the way through.
Mhm.
You know,
We should create a
How
giant.
did we get to this conversation?
We need a giant space magnet.
How did we get to this conversation?
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, the digital future. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I
No.
hope it never
Nay.
takes hold.
Agreed, fully.
Yeah.
Aren't we
I'd
supposed to be the
prefer-
generation who's for that?
No.
No, was that the
No.
last? generation?
Everyone is sus about digital media.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Well, digital media is impermanent.
Yeah.
Inherently speaking, it is impermanent. Because eventually the server it's hosted on will go down.
Yep.
Yeah, like Amazon, and with half the internet.
I mean, physical media is also impermanent. It just takes like a lot longer to have it slowly get.
I mean,
destroyed by
what's the half-life of a DVD?
I don't know. Fire.
Probably like hundreds of years.
Fire. Just imagine.
I'd imagine it takes quite a long time for a DVD to naturally decay into nothingness.
Yes, it would take a really long time for that to happen.
What would happen if Google and Amazon had a code issue at the same time? What would happen to the internet?
internet.
Amazon isn't most of the internet, so it doesn't matter.
It is. Amazon is most of it. It is though. Amazon hosts 40. Amazon Web Services hosts 40% of the internet. I think it's 40%.
Then what would be left? Wix? Or is Wix also hosted by Amazon?
I don't think that's the case. Because 96% of the internet is the deep web.
The what?
I'm not joking.
the proper internet, the upstanding internet. And the deep
No,
web?
I'm not joking. 96% of the entire internet is the deep web,
I don't think
which
that's
is like, think about that. The
don't-
internet that we go on every day, it's infinite, limitless content, is only that 4%.
I don't
4%.
know if that's true.
We explore 4% of the internet. That is ridiculous.
Right.
Think about that.
Yes.
I feel like that percentage might be off.
Well, no. I think
No, it isn't. You can look it up.
I think Aaron's right. He's just
Really?
missing the fact that a bunch of that 96% is kind of useless information.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But
How
yeah,
much
yeah.
of that is Wikipedia?
No. That's the 6%. Most of
I'm
that.
just saying it's a amount, like the
Yeah,
amount of the amount of the internet that is not explored by a common individual is ridiculous,
Yeah.
and the amount that actually is also still a ridiculous amount of things.
Mhm.
There's millions and millions of websites, all hosted on like 4% of the internet.
Wow.
Wow.
Never mind. I'm gonna stop correcting. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's available on 4%. It's hosted. The host is the difference between.
I'm aware it's not hosted on the internet itself.
Okay.
I just said the wrong thing.
Awesome.
In the dark web.
Yes.
That would be weird. Wouldn't it be weird if like you had to physically host like the internet was a physical thing that you had to host things on? That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
They should make an internet dimension. There should be like a video.
Where's the server room for the internet? There really isn't one. It's just kind of this weird nebulous thing that exists.
And then it turns out the Illuminati exists and has the server room for the internet and can shut the whole thing down with the press of a button.
Ooh.
Not to sound like an old man, but the internet is kind of weird and mystifying to me sometimes because I just don't get it. Like how
No, that's fair.
how it does work.
I can't disagree.
I'm
How
learning.
it does work.
I am
It's
learning.
Very strange.
I'll be able to answer that question in a couple of years.
No, you won't.
What?
No, you
A
won't.
couple of years. Are you planning on going to Harvard or something?
No, I'm researching how the internet works. So
Nope,
I won't be
no,
able
you're
to
not.
give you detailed information, but I'll be able to give you like in general, this is what the service what the service providers do. This is what people at Google do. Here's how it all works together and then how it's evolved, and
No, he doesn't do any of
I'll
that
be
in
able to
reality.
lay out that framework. I'm working on it because I'm curious about it.
No, you're not.
It's the framework for the future society.
Joking.
Yeah.
Just saying that you're not for reasons.
Okay, well,
Nebulous.
We
that.
Even though I physically can't say that you're not, because I mean, if you are, then I can't just change things magically.
we have severely gotten off topic,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure what our original topic was at this point.
I
think
don't
we've
know.
finished.
either.
But yeah, we are host topics. I was talking about news. That's what I was doing. I was talking
Oh,
about
right.
news.
We were on the news segment. Well, that
Not that it matters since
It-
I'm done with the news. We've been going for about like an hour and a half at this point or so. A little more than an hour and a half. I think we're almost
an
at 2
hour
hours.
44, an hour 44 minutes, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a
That's
short
great.
episode today because I don't think we have much else to go over.
What's after news? I
So-
don't remember all of this.
We shall swiftly move on to now that we're done rambling about life, the universe, 42, everything, all that bullshit. We'll swiftly move on to shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
Matthew, what do you have coming up this week that is worth checking out?
This week,
Or just in general, what do you have coming up on
Um,
your channel that's worth checking out?
well, I plan on editing and posting some of the D&D stuff soon. I plan on verifying my account so that I can post stuff properly.
All right.
And I'm gonna be posting Minecraft series. The one I'm gonna start with is is Ether Flux. Now I need to figure out how to convert those.
Right.
And that one is me not knowing what I'm doing with Redstone, but deciding to make a series centered around it anyway.
Smart.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And then another project I'm working on is special and has a code name that I'm not going to say right now but we're gonna do some tests for it soon, and you'll see that later. I might upload those.
All right.
But the actual series for that project will be coming out in 2021 once 1.17 is out. So it'll be a while. And then and the D&D game. And definitely I'm gonna try to get some music up. I'm trying to learn battle music, and soundtracks, how to make that stuff. So I'll be working on that. You'll definitely see some of that up on Mystical Meandering. Not sure if Mystical Meandering 2 will have any activity though. And
where can they find you? Yes, but where can they find you?
YouTube at Mystical Meanderings.
The channel name.
Mystical.
Okay,
Meanderings.
Cool. That's all I wanted from you.
Also, I'm
Devin.
right here. You don't have to find.
Devin, what do you have coming up?
I have episode 4 of Spray. I mean, not Spray. Freaking Sabercraft. They both start with S. Episode 4 of Sabercraft. I'm gonna edit it. I have to start editing it, but it's gonna come out. And then,
All right.
I don't know. I don't really have anything else working on. I have a job now. I have a job
You have
now.
3 channels. You have nothing going on in any of them?
Well, I have a lot of stuff to edit for one of them, so I'm paralyzed. And I'll probably make a skit on Delete Z at some point again. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we could do that tonight. Yeah, I'll make a skit for Delete Z.
All right. And where can they find you on your 3 channels?
Right here. right here, or here. They
All
should
right.
be showing up over in this corner side over here. Yeah.
The channel names.
Yep. You can't click on them though because Google removed annotations from YouTube.
Really?
Yep. They did
Yeah.
that years ago. There's a lot of YouTube.
All right.
Click here.
But I've been able to click on video.
Yeah, end card
show up on
annotations.
screen.
They have end card.
In
Yeah, they got rid of
Oh,
annotations.
okay.
Yep.
They got rid of annotations a long while ago.
That's why.
Is that it for you?
That is it.
Hey, what do
All
you
right,
have to
and
self
moving on
promote?
to me. Shameless self-promotion is very important. As always, you can find me on this channel and in a D&D, a filmed D&D campaign over on Mystical Meanderings when it is eventually uploaded. Both of them are also in it. Maybe you care about it, who knows. But other than that, I'm only on this channel, and I am the main host of the podcast, if that wasn't clear, since I tend to take over everything.
Nah, that wasn't clear at all.
Yes, episodes of the podcast will continue to be uploaded on Tuesday.
So loud.
Will continue to be uploaded on this channel, and I have something in the works, but don't expect it soon. Anytime soon. I need to, yeah. Don't expect anytime soon. And that is it for shameless self-promotion. Thank you all for watching the GTD podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. It does help, or dislike. Either way, it helps the same.
Dislikes are bad.
Don't encourage people to dislike your video.
Yeah, dislikes are bad. If you get too many dislikes, it cancels the video from showing up in recommended.
And make sure to ring the bell so that you get notifications.
Unless you don't want them.
Yeah, that too.
No, you do want them.
I don't know if you want them though.
No, everyone wants notifications. Also, subscribe to all of our channels because reasons.
Yeah, subscribe to those
and ring those bells and like all the videos.
And subscribe to
really go through each one of them.
You're asking them a lot of work.
I'm kidding, of course.
Notice there was a mongoose up here the whole time. He's the representation for our missing member. Go subscribe to his channel, Dillian Kriker.
He was above us.
Yes.
A mongoose.
How How am I supposed to edit the mongoose above us when we're at this? I think
Just
he's-
put a little drawing
Just
in.
put it
Be
above
over
the
here.
screen.
Just put a little drawing.
no, he should be over here.
No.
Over here.
There's a bunch of blank space where the recording is. You can just put it up here.
No, there isn't on my screen though.
Okay, put it over there.
What are you talking about?
You have to point on the screen so that it's. I'll put it. I can put it either over here or over here.
Where are you looking?
Okay. On
Okay. You
What
see
view
it,
do you have? Gallery view or speaker view?
Gallery view.
All right, we should just be next to each other because it's only 2 screens.
Yep. We're above each other.
Above you is blank space.
Nope. You're above me
Oh,
and Matthew. On our screen.
that's going to be that's just because the screen is small. That's going to come out as we're next to each other most likely.
If
In
it
the
does,
recording.
I will put the mongoose there. Otherwise, the mongoose is probably going to go somewhere else.
Regardless, Mongoose, go to subscribe to Dillian Kriker. He's a guy
Yep, he's
who was
cool.
on last week. Maybe you enjoyed him. Hopefully he'll be on next week. And maybe we'll have a full cast of hosts next week. Who knows? Anyways,
Maybe we could.
I already said thank you.
Yes.
Thank you again for watching the GTD podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you